What's up, YouTube? Neverdoor World over here, coming at you with another video. So today we're going to be talking about, some people really like talking about this subject, difficult customers and whatnot. I really hate talking about it, but I talk about it because I want to spare people from the bad experiences and hopefully kind of give y'all some wisdom on how to handle these situations. So stick around. We're going to talk about, when is it time to blacklist a customer, or sometimes just when is it okay to fire a customer, and I'm going to give y'all my opinion on this. So when is it okay to blacklist a customer or fire them or just stop working for a particular customer? Well, I'll just start off by, when I blacklist a customer, a lot of people have told me you need to just block their number on your phone, and I don't do that. I actually go into their contact and I put at the beginning of their name, blacklist. At the end of their name, blacklist. So I know this particular customer is on my blacklist. They're trouble. I might not want to pick up the phone, right? I do not block them. I feel like blocking is unprofessional. Ignoring can be unprofessional too. So usually it winds up the conversation that I try to have with them is, hey, I don't feel like this business relationship is worth continuing anymore. And if there's something specific that you want to tell them in a professional manner, do so. But keep it professional, all right? You might just have, depending on what happened, you might just have to stick with, I don't feel like this business relationship is worth my time, is worth my continued investment. You can come up with something nice and professional, ending the relationship, don't burn a bridge unnecessarily, right? They're still gonna be upset with you. There's sometimes just nothing you can do. People are gonna be upset because they think you owe them something. Actually, unless they paid you, you don't owe them anything. And most of the reason that you're ending the customer relationship is because they actually owe you and aren't wanting to pay. Oh my goodness. That leads into the number one reason you blacklist a customer. They don't want to pay. For whatever reason, either they don't want to pay or they don't want to pay within the schedule you've given them. So a lot of it is not necessarily they don't want to pay. Some don't want to pay. They don't want to pay within the agreed time frame. That becomes a serious problem very fast. I just fired a general contractor because they would not stick to 30-day terms. They let 2 invoices go 45 days. I had to call them, pester them, badger them. I had to almost do everything short of driving by their office and throwing a rock through the window. It was like pulling a tooth to get them to pay this invoice. I understand 35 days, they send it at day 30, but 45 days out, you forgot. All right, you forgot. Your accountant, whatever, dropped the ball. And I will blacklist you for that, because if I do that kind of job and I agree to 30-day terms, I don't normally do a lot of 30-day term contracts, but if the money's big enough, I will. I have set up all of my money, finances, and everything for that project around 30-day and 30-day accounts. And when you don't pay with 30 days like you're supposed to, all that kind of falls apart there. And now I'm pulling from cash to cover your expenses because you screwed up. So 30 days. When I say 30 days, I mean 30 days. Day 30, you better be texting me, emailing me, whatever, saying, hey, check's in the mail. And it better be there within 5 days, all right? There's no reason. I've literally had general contractors who, day 30, somehow they say they put it in the mail, but it takes 2 weeks for that check to show up after they send it. I don't know what kind of mail you're shipping that check through, but 2 weeks, no. Blacklist for you. And obviously, of course, when people just straight up refuse to pay, or they refuse to pay the rate you're asking, of course you blacklist them and don't work for them again. I have to say that because sometimes we just really want to do a job for somebody. We just really want to work, want to feel like we're doing a good job for our customers and people who walk through the door. But if somebody's not wanting to pay what you're asking and they're being difficult about money, they're just taking away your time and resources from good customers who will treat you right. This is another one I started blacklisting customers for when I found out it was happening. It is the wildest thing. Trying to hire your employees out from under you. I'm not saying that this is a welder who is, hey, you want to come work for me and I'll pay you twice what he's paying you, because no other welder around here is going to do that, because they find out what I pay my employees, they're going to be like, oh God, I can't afford that. I can't afford to double that. So, that's how I keep my employees. But what I mean by hiring your employees out from under you is they're running around in the truck. I send them out to go do a field job. The customer on site, they don't like what I charge. So they ask my employee, hey man, you're on the way back through here next time. How about I just pay you to just swing in with the truck real quick and weld something? I'll pay you some cash. They ain't got to know about it. This has happened multiple times where I've had people try to hire my guy with my truck and equipment out from under me. Basically, instead of paying through me, he's going to pay my guy half the money straight to him and not pay me because he don't like what I charge. So instead of paying the $280 for the service charge, he'll pay my guy $60 cash right there to swing in with my truck and my equipment to weld his stuff. And I was like, no. Blacklist for you. You are done. All right? That's absolute no. Constantly refusing to fix things correctly. I literally just blacklisted a customer that I had done some work for constantly. It wasn't like just once didn't want to fix it correctly. This was like a constant. It was constantly refusing to fix things correctly. Eventually it got to the point it was like, all right, I'm done. You don't want to fix it correctly. And it won't even that he didn't want to fix it correctly. It was the fact he got mad at me because I told him how he had to fix it. He got mad and then immediately was like, okay, you know what? You don't want to do it. I'm calling somebody else. And literally while I was standing there, picked up the phone and called the next guy. All right, never working for you again. And especially to consider what he was asking me to do, he had a rusty pipe in his plant that was so rusty, you could grab the pipe and it would literally crumble apart into flakes in your hands. There was part where the water had run down the pipe where it was literally rust mush. And he wanted me, there's a little hole maybe about the size of my pinky in this pipe, and he wanted me to patch it. But the problem is the pipe is so far gone, you can't just patch that hole in it. It can't be done. The pipe has to be replaced. You have to cut it back to where there's good pipe, or where the threads are, unthread it, weld in a brand new pipe, or thread in a brand new pipe. And I told him 4 or 5 times that's what needs to be done. He fought me every step of the way. What about this? What if you put a sleeve over it? What if you do this? What if you do that? No, you don't understand. The pipe is beyond compromise. It should have been replaced years ago. Now it is completely toast. It has to be cut out and replaced. Continues to argue with me about it to the point where I say, if I'm going to do it, this is how I'm doing it. And that's when he goes, well, you know what? Since you don't want to do it, I'm calling somebody else. Immediately pulls out his phone, starts calling calls the next person. Blacklist for you. Refuses to accept responsibility for their mistakes and pushes the responsibility of their mistakes onto you. This is one that general contractors are infamous for, because general contractors never do anything wrong. There's a saying that crap rolls downhill, and they will always make the mistake go down to the lowest guy in a totem pole, which is usually you, the subcontractor. I can't tell you how many times they did not put something in the plans, then go, well, it should have been obvious. And I'm like, where is it in the plans? And I have to fight them to get them to admit, oh, it's not really there. We can't, okay, I guess we can't really expect you to do it for free. We gotta pay you anyway. I can't tell you how many times I've had to fight general contractors like that. Where is the detail in the print? Well, it's not there, but it's understood. What do you mean it's understood? Is it in the print? Does it exist? What detail number is it in the print? Well, it's assumed that that's general industry practice or standard practice. know. There is no assumptions. All right? And they will take it, they'll push it on you, say, you should have known, you should have known, you should have known, but you didn't have it in the prints. Therefore, this allows my interpretation, and my interpretation isn't the same as yours. Now, that doesn't mean don't communicate with your customers when you run across this, but sometimes it just shows up and you thought you had communicated this through, and sometimes it doesn't. And like I said, general contractors do not accept responsibility for their mistakes on their part, and it always winds up being, you know, a tug of war to get them to admit, okay, I guess we should have told you this, or we should have told you that. And customers will do this with other stuff too. They will be abusive to their equipment, they'll break things, and then they'll come back and go, oh, you didn't do it right. And that constantly doing that, you know, like they won't put grease in bearings, and they won't take care of their equipment, they tear it up, they bring it back and try to point the finger at you. That'll get you on the blacklist right there. So hopefully y'all learned something from this video of what to look out for. I hate blacklisting customers, I really do. I love to go on a tangent about them, but I actually really hate putting people on the blacklist, because at the end of the day, it sucks. It's another, man, has humanity really come to this point? But you have to protect your business, because you have plenty of good customers, and you don't need somebody over here causing a problem, taking away time from your good customer here. You need to be over here spending time on your good customer, not over here dealing with this customer causing a bunch of problems. Because what's going to happen is, if you're over here constantly dealing with this customer that's causing problems, it's taking away time from your good customer, and your good customer might go find somebody else, and then you lost a good customer, and now you're stuck with a bad customer. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and you guys have a fantastic day.